GM, we asked about how when we can phase out candles.
In our dreams.
No, it will happen. It will happen. But before that, while we still have the candles, what should be done? Not just about the candles, the gas cylinders, so that we will not get the triangle to come together, especially in the homes.
Yes, thank you very much. What should be done is very simple. It is just by every individual and a family to please observe very simple health precautions habit by ensuring that what should be at a particular point is there, and we pay more attention to being careful about our environment, just like what is said. For that not to happen, that means the man at the home, the mom that stays often, the wife that is used to keeping gas cylinders in the kitchen instead of being outside as regulated by fire service laws and other environmental precautions. All we need to do is a change of attitude and habits to ensure we have a safe environment. And government has not even stopped at this. In collaboration with the Lagos State Fire Service and other emergency responders and safety experts, our own agency has gone further also to commence sensitization activities, particularly like he mentioned in the area of candle. I don't know when somebody at the riverine will stop using candle and will get this gas pipeline into every apartment. But what we need to do, we will continue to talk to ourselves. At our community development association meetings that we have on every last Saturday of the month, let us imbibe this as a tenet, as a commandment. Last week, we were with the commanders of the neighborhood watchers in the state that we see as the community police that is everywhere on the streets. They should ensure that at every meeting, the officers, everybody should be on alert. It is not a matter of Alausa or fire service. It is a matter for everybody that lives and believes in the value of life and properties to ensure we all save our environment to prevent any havoc. However, like I said, we have gone a bit further. Like on this issue of this candle, already we are out with these handbills that, okay, fire kills prevent it. This issue of candles, we said, ensure candles are not placed on tables, carpets, and any combustible materials. Ensure that candles and lanterns are put off before going to bed. The incident at Surulere that we lost that 7 lives was so pathetic that even the landlord said, one, they did not know that that family was at home. The issue of the burglary that I mentioned earlier, that the issue of access to, even when it happens, then the quality of materials that we use. We should stop overloading our sockets. We also have it here as a means of talking to our people to sensitize them.
When you say overloading the sockets,
yes,
what do you mean?
Thank you. Now, in so many places and homes, like I have the pictorial here.
Okay.
Now you can see this. At a point, I am charging my phone, my iPad, my rechargeable, and all sorts. Fine. You mentioned that in the last few weeks you have been saying power surge, because that has always been the reports that we do get when we asked that what happened. But now let us leave power surge alone. We can prevent our properties even when there are power surge anywhere. The moment we avoid anything that power surge could make an effect on, that will cause damages to our properties and lives. These are the basic things that we need to do as somebody that cares for his life, others' life, and his environment. Thank you.
Okay, but GM, there isn't much one can do when an incident is caused by the power surge.
There is something we can do, ma.
Okay, please tell us.
Good. What we can do to start with is to prevent even that power surge.
How do you prevent the power surge?
By putting in quality materials in the cost of construction.
And, GM, GM, please hold on.
Yeah.
The bulk of the people that, let's use Lagos for instance, the bulk of the people that live in Lagos do not own the houses they live in. They are rented. So how do they know the quality of materials in those houses when they are coming in?
That is why government is saying day in, day out, that allow professionals to handle.
No, GM, the house has been built.
Has been built.
That's done.
Okay.
No, he's not addressing those who are building houses.
Those who are building.
Let me
No, before
start-
you get to
from
those,
the beginning.
before you get to those who are
Because
building,
when there's a power surge,
GM,
it explodes.
GM, hold on.
Yeah.
Before you get to those who are building,
Okay.
talk to those who are living, who are living in the
Who are
house
living.
that they rented.
Yes.
That they may not know if the materials they used there were quality materials or mid quality or low quality. But they've rented the house, they moved in. What can they do to prevent power surge that might lead to a fire?
Yeah, thank you. As a new tenant into a building, nothing stops me from having an assessment of the electrical appliances in the rental apartment I am moving into. Because what we observe today, take it from me or not, almost all of us are now electricians. There are so many shortcuts. Open cables, tapping illegally. So these are so many things that even when these things happens, it becomes a crisis. But there are certain things that we can do. If I get a new 3-bedroom today, nothing stops me from bringing in a professional that will look at the sockets. Are they of good quality? If they are not, I can change it at an amount to save the millions of properties that I will bring in. Maybe you also help me out on that. Thank you.
Let me come in here.
Yeah.
This is an area which I've actually researched on.
Yeah.
When power is meant to be stable in the country, because at some point, out of the 7,000 megawatts plus, we're getting 2,000 megawatts. So the stability of power of over 4,000 that we are having, where we now have close to 18 hours per day for the past 3 months in homes, I knew we are in for fire. Because of substandard materials that are in the market, even the builder doesn't know, the only thing he knows that he wants it cheaper to install. Most of these fittings have iron in them as against copper, which is the standard requirement. And when the days we're having 2 hours power supply, including your gen while you're in the house for another 4 hours, you're just having about 8 hours. So the heat from the iron made kind of fittings will not result into what we will now have a fire. But now that you now have 18 hours on metal as against copper, you will definitely continue to have fire. And we saw this coming. And the sanitization now is that a competent electrician needs to go into homes and check your fittings, even if you've rented that apartment. If it's a new building and the apartment has you've just rented the apartment, bring in an expert. In the pace of the PSCN and the regulatory authority that manages power, if a new building, before they connect power to that building, it is a regulatory requirement that you do an assessment of that building before powering that building to ensure
which doesn't happen.
Which doesn't happen, and is to standard. To the extent that cables that are used to run electricity into a house are made of a mixed ratio of copper and metal, and some are even metal coated with gold. So here we have our standard organization need to come in to regulate what is even in our market. I must say here that we're still expecting more fire.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. Again,
Okay, Mr. Sanwo had
hello. 1 second before we get to the prevention again. The issue of those that are living in these houses now. They are already in the houses. So maybe Akmon can help us there.
Yeah,
what do they do?
Yeah, because they're already in these houses, we're actually looking at proactive phases where when you're constructing the building, what you need to do, regulatory agencies which need to come and check. But for those already living in houses where we're expecting more fire, what we need to do is the surges will not stop coming. the light is getting more steady. So what we should do is protect the appliances, get voltage regulators on equipment that can come up in flames. For instance, we call it stabilizers. And then for ACs, there's been a lot of AC fires. Not all fires get reported. If all fires get reported, we will know how bad the situation is.
Exactly.
You know, I've had a couple of issues, some of them near misses, where we've had fires already starting with ACs, and then we use, you know, existing precautions and measures to control these things. But what we are saying is AVRs can be connected to each of these things.
Okay.
You know,
For
like
air conditioners.
The quality of the AVR is another
is also
Another issue.
Yeah.
Yes, another issue.
We're talking about quality of the fittings,
So,
electrical fittings. We are having
Standard
power
Organization of
Needs to
Nigeria,
wake
they
up to
have their work
responsibility.
cut out.
cut out to do.
Because of the quality of product
materials
coming
in the
into
market.
Nigeria, most of which come from a particular country, which I shall refuse to mention.
And again, our maintenance and inspection culture is not there. All these things comes with manuals that actually state out what are the safety precautions to do. How many Nigerians actually go to the manual? All you need, I need a microwave. You put a microwave in.
So plug it.
What are the precautionary
And-
Do we
and-
even know,
and that
do we-
is
do
where-
we even know the quantity of electricity that's
That
coming
comes
into the
in.
house?
Yes.
That-
Okay,
and
so we still
the
have to
watt
do-
socket that you're
That's
supposed to
what
plug
you
that.
use, yes.